Somebody topped one of my stories so bad the other day. Pete Lee, who's a friend of mine. I told him the story about how Stanhope and I got our balls out on stage.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm. Stanhope came to my show because he was in Hawaii and he just had nothing to do, so he came to see my show.
Oh, at that place?
Oh, he wasn't performing that night? Oh, that's
What was
hilarious.
that place? I did that place.
I don't.
They
I
closed
forget
it
what it's
down.
called.
Yeah.
It's called like Hawaiian Brian's.
Oh, I'm not into that place.
So anyway, I'm on stage. Some guy goes to take my picture and he gets really close, so I pull my balls out. Stanhope runs up on stage, takes his balls out. I'm like, that's one of my greatest moments in comedy.
Oh, man.
And I'm telling this comic who's a friend of mine, Pete Lee. And Pete Lee goes, yeah, one time I was opening for Stanhope, and we got invited to, the mayor was throwing a party afterwards, the mayor of this town. And so we went to the town, and before we walked in, Stanhope took all his clothes off and decided to walk into the party completely naked.
No way.
And he goes, and I was like, well, I might as well too. So I took my clothes off, so we just walked around the party completely naked, and we were getting pictures taken with the mayor, and I'm like, wow, you just got me so good. Like, I've won-upped so many people in my life, and you just crushed me.
One of the funniest stand-up stories I've heard that I don't think many people know is this guy who books Chelsea was telling me. He was like, yeah, you know, I was always a big Stanhope fan.
Cox.
Yeah, Michael. He's like, I was always a big fan of Stanhope. So I booked him on like the pilot season of Chelsea, the pilot. And it was like
Chelsea Lately,
right? So it was Chelsea, Stanhope, and like two other comics, probably like Lonnie Love or someone else. And he shows up wearing this tuxedo. It's like that was like a blue tuxedo with like mud smeared all over it. Just like it looked like it hadn't been washed in like years. Disgusting blue tuxedo with shit everywhere, right? Okay, fine. He goes, so then they're doing panel, and every time they're talking about like, so, you know, Jennifer Lopez today, yada, 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 he would say things like, I don't find black people funny. Just like, and it would have nothing to do with anything. The entire crowd would either groan or just be confused, like what? And then it just kept going on and on. He didn't talk about one thing they were talking about, and he just kept making like racist statements throughout the.
Yeah, dude.
Well, I'll tell you this: he was right.
Yeah.
No, black people are funnier than white people.
Absolutely, but that's still funny that he would do that.
I think he kept yelling, black people just aren't funny. And they had to edit him out completely.
Yeah, the whole show.
You just didn't want to be there.